today's tutorial, I will be teaching you the choreography to Obession by EXO. This is a full step-by-step tutorial to help you learn the choreography, and in today's tutorial I will be following Kai the majority of the time. Alright, starting out with the intro, I am going to be following Kai, and he is on the ground and he is coming from the left hand side of the room. And so you're going to be down here, and your left leg is bent up at a 90-degree angle, and you're going to be kind of looking down like this. And then you're just waiting for your cue when it says I want ya. And as you move forward through this, you're going to slowly move forward and bend your left knee and drop down. Then you bring up your right knee. Now, in order to be able to fall correctly without hurting yourself or your knee getting in the way, you need to bring this knee into a little bit of a wider stance, so when you fall forward you can do it a little easier. And I don't have a lot of room over here, so I'm gonna back up a smidge. So here we are with our other leg up, our right leg up, and this is where he falls forward, and he makes it pretty dramatic. So it's kind of like that. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll over and like push yourself up. So you push yourself up with your arms, and then you want to bring this knee up. This is your left knee. You bring that up, and then you want to bring your left arm behind you and start to roll the other way. Bring your right leg toward the back, and basically you're just going to be rolling up, and then you're going to be positioning yourself like this to start standing up. You have your right arm in between your legs here, and your legs should be just about at a 90-degree angle. It's a pretty low squat here, and your left arm is behind you. And then you start going to the right with your head, and you're going to start slowly coming up. So right, left, right, as you come up. And then he dips his knees in and out. His hands are just here. He slowly comes to the side and exaggerates his movements as he comes up. And then he lets his head and his arms go limp. And then from here he's gonna open up his chest, bring his head up, and bring his right leg behind him. So you're here, and then you open up, and then he brings his left leg forward and steps, and then he kicks this one out, and then he goes like this. So your right arm comes up and your left arm comes up from the bottom. So this one's up here, this is your right, this is your left, and bring them together. And then he jumps to the side, to the right side, and he opens his arms and looks that direction. And then as he travels back to the left, he kind of lets his shoulder lead, and his face turns last. So he'll come back this way, kind of jumping, and then he turns his head. It should be like that. And then he dips down, and then he brings his knees and his arms together in the center, like this. And then he starts to travel to the right, and he rows his arms as he walks over there. So this way and this way, and then we're over here. And then he has his feet like this, and his hands are down by his side. He's facing to the right, and he's looking down. He lifts his right toe up and drops it, and then steps with his left. And then he does that again. So it's right, right, left. As he's doing this move, he opens his hands and he closes them. So when he first is over here, before he starts moving his feet, his hands are by his side. And when he starts to move his feet, he opens his hands in front of him. So you're going to be here, then you're going to toe, put your toe down, and step. And then close your hands, toe up, toe down, and step. And then he kind of like punches to the side as he kind of moves away. And then when he's here, he punches down, like he'll punch, punch, and then he leaves his right arm down and then punches down like this with his left. So you're gonna go from here like this and then come over here and punch, punch, punch. And then he slides to the left in this part and he slides over. And some of the other members are doing something different at this point, but we're just following Kai. He's going to bring his right hand up by his face, and he's going to slide his left leg around his right to the back until you're about right here. And then you put your right arm out and you pull it towards you as you bring your right leg up and you hold it. So all together it should kind of look like this as you're doing them. And then you're going to want to face forward. And from here you bring your right leg up and touch it with your left hand. And then you touch it with your right hand. And then you come back and you like try to grab your right foot with your left hand. And you look back over your shoulder while you do that. After that, you bring your knee back forward and you're looking down. And then you look up and open your arms. Okay, and then from this position where you're standing on your left leg, you're just going to want to step onto your right heel. And you're going to turn and you're going to kind of roll your chest. So roll and put you're still like on your heel here. And then you're going to want to come back around with your knee leading you to the right. And you're going to kind of twist your hand as you do it. So you're going to go like this and you're coming back around. Now we're going to go back and recap everything that we learned from the intro through verse 2. So we're down on the ground as Kai. You're going to come forward onto your left knee. Bring up your right knee. I'm going to give myself a little more space so I can fall. Making sure that when you come up on your right knee, you have a nice wide stance. And dramatically fall forward. Push yourself up. And you're going to roll as you do it. So keeping your other knee out of the way, which I didn't really say that when I did it at first. So when you're down here, you're going to roll and bring this knee up here, and left knee, bring your right over, and roll yourself up and jump down here. And then you're going to go right, left, right, and knees go in and out, slide to your left, and hang limp. Open, step with your left, kick with your right, and bring your arms together, jump to the side, and lead with your shoulder, and look forward. Drop down a little bit, in and out, and punch to the side as you travel to the side. Then you're here with your hands by your side, and your feet about shoulder width apart, pointing to the right. Toe up, toe down, step. Toe up, toe down, step. And then punch here, slide back over, and punch, punch, punch. And then you slide to the left, hand up, go around your right leg, coming back, and reaching out, and pulling in. And then coming back to the center, right knee comes up, touch it, look back over your shoulder, head down, knee up, and open, step onto your heel, and step a little bit farther over here, and then come back out and roll your hand. Now we're on to the pre-chorus where they're saying, I don't think so. So, alright, you're here, and then he comes back around, And then he tips his head to the back using his right hand. So tips, and then he kind of positions himself like this. He brings his left arm back and his right arm forward and just kind of turns his body as he does it. So left, then right, then he jumps together, and then he's got his left hand on his chest and he just kind of tips his shoulder forward twice. Tip, tip. And then here he is transitioning, so he just kind of like does this little like move where he just kind of bobs down, comes back, and he like tips his head down, and then he'll start turning this way, and then when you come back this way, you're going to bring this arm up. This is your left arm, so you're going to come back, and then you're going to come back and bend your right wrist, and then you're going to bring this arm over yourself and kind of wave your body. And now they're still doing the I don't think so pre-chorus. So he steps back to the center and is facing forward. Then he brings his right arm to the side and he kind of steps, not really steps out, but just kind of raises his knee and like does a little step with his right. And then he brings his arm to the center and he puts his left arm behind it. You roll your right hand toward yourself and underneath your left until you have it out in front of you. And just copying Kai, he kind of makes the C shape with his hand as he does this. And then you're going to be bobbing back and forth on your legs like that. It's here, and then here, hand open, and then here, and then here. And then after they've done this a few times, they open their arms like this, and then he comes back through and brings his hands together, and then he brings it up slowly as you're still bobbing back and forth, and then he pretends to choke himself, and then he kind of like pushes his head back and then moves his body forward at the same time, so like that. And then now we're on to the chorus. So you step out with your right foot and you bring your hands down like pretty jaggedly, and so you're like bringing your body through that too. So you come down and here, here, here as you come up, and then you bring your left leg over and you hit, and then you hit forward, and then as you move this way you bring your left leg up, and you want to be kind of in a middle position. You don't want to be all the way standing up when you move into this move, because you need to be able to stand up in your next move. So you go here, and then you can stand all the way up and bring your arms back up, and then you drop down again and bring your arms up again. So you go this, and then you close your hands, and then you start to open your chest and move to the left. So you roll over and you like open your arms, and then you bring this from behind you. You bring your right arm from behind you and you kind of quickly stop here, and then you push it all the way in front of you, and then you come forward and your hand comes by your face as you step up with your right leg. And then you touch your shoulders and open up your chest. Then you come down forward and cross your hands in front of you. And then you open your chest and slide your right leg out at the same time. And you're going to elbow to the back as you do that. So here, and then you're kind of bringing this back in. So it should look like this. And then you're bringing that back in so you can step out to the side here. And then here's where they do that fun little move that I like. So you come to the side and then you come back up and you place your left hand on your right shoulder, and you're doing this little like bobbing motion, and you're also kind of dipping as you do it, and then you're bringing this back and forth as you go along. You're going to be up, then down, then you drop your left arm, and then up and down. So quickly it should look like this, 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 and this. And he's transitioning usually during these periods in the chorus. Not always, but you'll find that people are usually transitioning when they're doing this move. And then when you stop, you bring this leg out and just barely bend your knee as you pull up your hands from the right side, and then you go to the left. And then you bring your left leg behind you and bring your arms up like this. So like this. Then you jump and bring your arms in front of you. And then you cross your right leg in front of your left leg and hop into that position here. And then you bring this hand up and bob it down so it goes like this. This is your right arm coming down. And then you pull it down and close your fist. And then as you're transitioning, different members do different things. As I said, I'm following Kai, so he goes like this. And now from here, you're going to transition, just take a few steps away from the spot, and he transitions, and then he gets ready to jump and turn his back toward the front. So, and you're going to go to the left when you do this. And so you're going to jump this way and bring your hands and hug yourself. And then as you do it, you're going to rock, or you're going to roll your head. You're going to start rolling it this way. So technically this would be your left and then to the right. So going this way, I'm trying to make this as easy as possible because rolling movements are difficult when you're trying to learn them. So we're here, rolling our head around, and then you're gonna come look over your left shoulder, and you have your elbow up here, and then you're gonna come back, and then you're gonna step together, and you're gonna look over your right shoulder, and you're gonna have your left arm up, and you're gonna be touching it at this point with your right hand. And then as you start to walk forward, you're going to drop your right arm, and then you're going to be doing this body movement as you walk forward. So, and then you're going to be bringing your left hand down your body. You got to be all sexy, you know. And then you're going to be body waving as you step. So, right leg goes first, and you body wave, and you start to bring this down, and here, and then you bring your the last leg here. From here, you're going to step back. Those are the moves for the pre-chorus and the chorus and the post-chorus. So we're going to go ahead and recap that. So from where Kai tips his head is where we're going to go ahead and recap. So tip, hop, left arm, right arm, hop, and left arm up, shoulder, shoulder. And then you go ahead and reposition. He kind of does just a little like fancy dip there, and then look down, look up, and then he steps back and does this move here, and forward, wrist, and come forward, and then right arm out, and then you got your right leg going here, and then bring it down, palm up, left leg, and then you're just bobbing back and forth, and open, and down, here, here, and pretend to choke yourself and come forward. And then we're on to the chorus again. Down, 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 back, forward, in, up, down, coming back around, and hand here, hand out, up, shoulders, cross down, open up, slide back, and open, and then bob up, and down, and up, and down. And then right leg, left leg, cross back, open, jump here, and come down. And then we're transitioning to come back around to our left. So we're gonna come this way, and you're gonna jump while you do that. So here, and jump. I always feel like I'm gonna fall over, and here. And then we're gonna come back around here and bring your left leg in. And then you do your little sexy roll walk So here, and here, and here, and then we're gonna come back. And now we're starting on to verse 3. All right, so from this area where you've come from here, you're gonna come back and slide back, and then you're down here, and everyone's kind of gathered up together. So you can't really see what they're doing very well, but they have their hands here, and then you're waiting for your cue, and then you bring your arms up, and then you jump up and cross your arms. And then you start to slide back and bring your arms with you. I'm sorry, I keep thinking of Kai's face because he gets so excited in this part when I was watching the video. He's like, so excited. He's like, this is my favorite part. So he's coming back here, and then he crosses his arms and kicks his leg. And then he's down here, and then he does like a little shoulder roll, opens his arms, and then opens his legs, and then he steps out with his left heel and brings his arms like this, and then he brings his left, he like jumps back in and crosses his arms, and then he opens up, and then he goes like this. So he's like pumping his arms really fast, and then he stops and puts his right arm on his body. So after doing this part, he does a little body roll, and then he comes up and comes to the side. And then he steps out here and then back, and then he brings his left arm up and his left leg back behind him. So he goes like this and then comes back. After he does this, he brings his left foot forward and lands on his heel so he can turn to the side. And then you bring your arms up and you like pump them, and then you go down and then pump it down here. From here, you stand up and then you face this way and bring your right arm down in front of you. And then as you stand up, you're going to be leading again with your right leg, and you're going to put your right arm on the inside of your thigh, and then you're going to bring your left arm down your body. So all together, it should look something like this. You come up and you bring that up and go like that. And then we're getting back into the post-chorus here, and he steps a little bit to get ready for the pre-chorus, and then he tips his head again with his right hand and repositions to a little bit of a wider stance, and then right arm, left arm, hop together, right arm, tilt your shoulder forward, and then he repositions and back at that part where they're doing I don't think so. Now he's going to reposition, and then you're going to do that same move that you did last time, where you step back like this, come forward, bend your wrist, and body wave forward. And then from this point, this is basically one of the only times that I'm not following Kai, because he's not really dancing, he's just kind of like hanging out, singing. So it's the same move as last time. You can follow the people in the back, have your right arm out, and here, and then you come back up, and you're going back and forth, open your arms, and then from here you can start to follow Kai again. They transition, and then Kai brings his arms up over his head and he crosses his wrists, and he brings it like this, and you should see the left is over the right here, so like this, and then he brings his right arm behind him, kind of like you have a serving plate, and you go up. So serving plate, and then you step back like this, and then you jump, and we're back into our chorus. This chorus is just slightly different than the last. So we're here after we brought our plate back, and you take your right thumb on your chin and just tilt your head a little bit, then you pump your chest, and then you rock back a little bit more and pump your chest again. Now you're going to lead with your chest forward, and you're going to let your head stay behind and roll up here and shrug your shoulders up and tilt your head down. And then from here, you're gonna cross and open your legs, or I should say you're gonna kick your right leg out to the side and open. So you're gonna go like this, and then you're gonna kind of like, I count this as 1, 2, 3 as you come up, and you bounce back down here. The guys in the video grab their crotch, but if you're not comfortable with doing that, you can just bring your hand down. So, and that's what I'm doing here. So here, and then up, and then here, and up. And then you're going to be transitioning again with your little bobby thing. Fun little move. So up and down, and up and down. Right leg, left leg. Same as the last one here. We're going to do a recap of what we just learned. So we were over here doing our sexy walk. Slide this way, come down into the group, help us up, and jump and slide up. And kick, you're here, you do your little body roll, open your arms and in and out like that. Leg comes out and together, and then open, and then here, body roll, slide up. And you're doing your little transition and you hit your arms like this, step back, left leg comes out and turn and pump your arms and down. And then you come back up, come here and transition. We're back to the I don't think so part. So you step, tip your head, take a little wider stance, and right and left, jump together, right arm over the chest and left shoulder comes forward, transition to your next spot, and then you come back here like this, and then you're back to this part here, out and in and up and open. Then we're moving again, and hands come like this. Have your serving tray coming back, and then you're taking another wide stance and flicking your chin, chest up, tilt back, chest up again, slide up, shrug your shoulders, tilt your head, and come low, bob, bob, come low, and up. Come low and up and here and up and down, right and left, back together, pump, pump. All right, now we're gonna do the kind of like little duo solo thing with Sehun and Kai. From where Kai was, he was just finishing up the chorus here. He transitions to face to the right, and then he comes down like this. His hands are here, and then he pumps them out, and then he rolls them toward himself. Then he comes up and brings his left knee up, and his arms are over here. And he brings them over here and he kind of like pumps. It's hard to do this slow. Pumps and then steps back with his left leg, and then he repositions his legs so that he can come through and go like this. And then he comes back up. Brings both of his hands to the left and brings his right knee up to meet them. And then he comes here. And then he has his right arm kind of behind him. He drops his head and goes like this. And then he jumps up and crosses his legs and does this. And then he does it again. And then he turns to the back with his left elbow. And then he comes back with his right. And this is where he starts to turn around. He does like a little skippy hop thing as he turns behind Sehun. So you just step with your left, and you step and you come back with your right. And he kind of like jumps as he does it. So if you're doing it fast, you're going like this. and coming back around. And hopefully that wasn't too fast, so it's just hard to do it slow. It's left, right, as you hop. After you do the little spin, you just kind of like slowly rolling forward and kind of like just bobbing back and forth. So I'll show you. It's left leg, right arm, and you step out like that here, and then you bring your other two forward and kind of look down, and then you come back and look up, and then you're here. Then you cross your left over your right, so on opposite sides of your hips, cross, come back, and kind of like pretend like you're throwing something over your shoulder, kind of. And then from there you move here and you kind of plant, and then you come up and drop your shoulder. Now from here you transition. You cross your right leg in front of your left, and you're gonna like this, and then you're gonna turn. And then going to, this would now be your right, you're gonna wanna kind of fling your head to the right. So it should look like this, and then you're gonna wanna arc your back and come back. And then you're gonna roll forward again and come back. And then rolling forward again, you come and open your arms up. So you slide your right leg behind your left and cross them, and then snap. Then you come back forward. So here's this cute little move that you do next. You go out, in, out, and then you bring your right elbow in, and then you lead again with your chest and let your head come back as you move to the right. So like that. So as you're sliding this way, you're going to want to cross your left leg over your right. And so you go like this and cross. Not a big cross, just a little one. And you bring your hands down to your thighs and slowly bring them up, and your head is dropped at this point. You're going up, up, kind of coming up, up. And then you drop and come to the side. And Kai's transitioning, so he's sliding this way, comes over here, then he faces back to the right, kind of has this stance, and he goes like this, and then comes down. And then now we're going to go ahead and recap everything that we just learned. So back to the duo of Sehun and Kai. Here, rolling up, hands are here, just transition over, kind of pop and drop back, and then here and in and up and here, dropping down, head comes down, and here, jump, here, open, back, forward, and then you're doing your little transition where you spin and you come back around, and then you're back over here to the left, and you step out, down, back, up, cross, open, over your shoulder, and then you're here and drop your shoulder. And then we move into this area where it gets, the tempo gets slower, cross, and come back around. Swing your head to the right, and body wave back, come forward, body wave back, and to the right. Slide to the left and cross and snap. Come back around. You're opening up to the right, back and forth, and chest. Bring your foot forward, drop your head, and we're coming up, 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 and drop up. From here we're coming to the side, and then we're opening back up to the right, and here, and down. Now we're getting into our final pre-chorus, chorus, post-chorus, and outro. Come here, from here, you come up with your hands, step with your right heel, and then you kick to the side and in front with your heel again, and then you bring your hands up like this, here, and then here, and you put your hands on your body. The left one should be over the right, and you turn back forward, and then left arm comes up, right arm comes down, and lock them together. And after this part, when you come together, he actually goes like this, and then he transitions off. And then you're going to be doing that part that you have done previously. You're going to step back, step forward, and the wrist and body wave forward. And then from here, you're doing this kind of neat move that I like. So you step out and then you kick back with this leg, and then you open your knees. So it should be open, and then as you kick back with your right foot, you bring your left knee in. So it should be here, and then here, and then here, and then open, in, and you do this part 3 times. Out, in, and here. And then Kai is just doing a couple hand gestures while he's doing that. Out and up, and he kind of points and bring his hands, he points and brings his finger to his lips, and then he's still here when he's doing the next one. Out and then up, and then he points at his head. From here, he brings his hands down to his side, so it's out and then in, and then you're transitioning again into your next spot. So we're gonna go ahead and do the chorus again. This chorus is a lot like the first chorus we did. You're gonna step with your right, and here we go, and left, and then right, in the middle, and up, and down, and coming open, and here, and up, cross, and open, and slide. Open up, and bobbing up and down, and then here to the right and to the left. Now this is where it changes. So you bring your left arm behind you and you go like this, and then you turn to the right and open that way. You're here, and then you punch your right arm out, and then you're going to start transitioning back to the right, and you're going to roll your arms towards you. So you're going to start transitioning, and you're going towards you, and then you're going to step with your right foot kind of behind you, and then when you're about halfway, so you're coming this way, you're going to switch directions and open your hands. So you're here, and you're coming back and switching, and then you're going to start transitioning to your next part. And then from here, you're going to open, you're going to bring your arms together and open them and move to the right. So here, and then back to the center, open again, back to the center, hands here, down by your hips, and then this is where you're going to drop down. So you're going to drop with your knee and come back over, and then you're going to come back up. As you come up, you're going to bring this left leg over and stomp it here. Clasp your hands up in the air and slowly rock down and bring your hands down. Come back over here, and you open up your arms, this, and you roll them towards you and pop again, and then you jump together, and you should have your right foot in front of you and your left in back, and your foot should be kind of turned. And then you bring your hands up, right hand should be in front, and then you slowly roll your fingers down, starting with your pinky, and then you drop down, and you wait here for just a moment, and then you come back up. And now you're going to transition to the next spot, and Kai, does his little dramatic thing where he just wants to leave his head behind. Now we're to this interesting part, I feel like this move is really cool to watch, and it doesn't look like it's that hard, but it's hard to make your body move this way. So bear with me. Your hands are in front of you. You kind of have a wide stance here, and you're going to be dropping your knees in as you bring your shoulders out. So you're going to drop your right, and this arm's going to come up, and you're going to rock over and drop this behind you. And you're going to go to the left and drop, and there. And then you're going to go back to the right and back to the left. And one more time to the right, and then you open and do a little body wave, and then open your hands, and then jump together and roll up and come down and hit your arms like this. From here you're going to come up and let your right hand and arm kind of guide you, and you're going to be kind of bringing it up by your face and kind of bringing it up this way. And you jump together and you roll. And so you're rolling to the left with your head. So you jump, roll to the left, and then you can give a, sexy look if you want. Drop down and you come back up and you rotate to the left, and then you body wave from your hips up when you get here. So you should be here and up, and then body waving up, and then you step with your right and bring your left arm up by your head, and then come back forward, and then here you bring your right hand to your chin, left hand to your head, and it's like he's breaking his own neck, kind of. So you're going like this, and then right hand comes up and then down. Let's just do the recap on what we just learned, and then you guys are all done. So we're here, step heel, and your hands come up, and step, hands come up again, and step, and then your hands come across your chest, and you turn to the front, and then you bring your hands to the center, and body wave to the left, and come back to the center, and transition, and step back, step forward, wrist, and body wave, and then you're out, out, in, out, out, head, pointing here, and out, out, up. And during this part, I forgot to mention when I was teaching it earlier, Kai turns to the back and does the same moves, which you can do. I just choose to show you facing the front. So we're just going to recap this part of the course again. So forward, down, down, up, to the left, to the right, in the middle, up and down, out and by the face, push forward, coming up, cross and open, cross, open, slide together and open and up and down and up and down. Right, left, and this is where it changes. Hand behind your head, coming forward and open, bringing your right across to the left, and then transitioning, rolling back and switching directions here, transitioning to your next spot, here, open, and open, and open, and rolling down, and rolling back up, and here, hands up, and body waving down, and then coming back over, you're here, and you here and go here, jump together, hands come up, roll your fingers down, and come down, and then come back up, and slide over to your next position, and then you're back to where you do this move. So we're here, and here, and here, and here, and here. There we go. And then you're facing this way. Opening, a little body wave, open, jump together, bring your hands up in a little wave as you step back out and come down and pump your arms and point, and come back up, and transition, and jump together, roll your head, and then you're going to come back around this way, and then you're going to step and bob and come back, and hands up by your face here, and drop. Yay, you're all done! Great job, guys! Thank you guys so much for watching today's tutorial. I hope it helped you learn the choreography, and if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for me.